いいね。どこから行く？満天の星空。
This is not how boobies work. These tits are freshly made jello. These things have a mind of their own. Oh, look at that. They have their own Super Mario clone now. Look at them go. Hello, beautiful people! Aren't you glad I'm back with another review? I mean, this time around, I revealed the not-so-secret secret that I'm a total weeb, and I think that's totally okay. Today, we're looking at a story of love. Love between two animes. Two really gay animes. To make it simple, this anime wants to sacrifice herself so she can protect this anime. But this anime wants to fight so that this anime doesn't have to die and protect her. And then some other shit too, I guess? Anyways, we're looking at Knights of Azure. Joking aside, apart from the romance between Arnis and Lilith, the plot is fairly simple. 800 years ago, a demon lord named the Night Lord came to this world, bringing with him eternal night. Fortunately, a brave warrior priestess was able to defeat him. However, as he was defeated, his blood rained down upon the city, transforming everything it touched into demons. Now, 800 years later, they are still crawling at night, and it's up to you to defeat them and protect the new saint, Lilith. Apparently, even though the Night Lord was defeated, he was only temporarily sealed away, and in order to keep the seal active every few years, a saint is selected and sacrificed to maintain the spell? I mean, I don't fucking know. But Arnis is all like, nah, I'm having none of that shit. And she vows to defeat the Night Lord herself to save Lilith. The game starts as Arnis and Lilith are reunited by surprise after spending 2 years apart on different missions. They have a nice little chit-chat, catch-up, and then tutorial happens. The game does a pretty good job at teaching you the basic mechanics here without spending too much time on them. Not that it's very in-depth anyway. Knights of Azure plays almost exactly like a Warriors game. And by that I mean Dynasty Warriors. And by that I mean, you gain a boost if you run in a straight line for a few seconds. Pack of enemies you get to button mash through. Enemies will drop items and boosts on occasions. And an added mechanic of summoning Pokemon. Fiends. Arnis has the power to actualize items imbued with the blood of the Night Lord, giving them demon form, allowing you to build your own little army of minions. The game has kind of a system of its own for the gotta catch 'em all formula, but I honestly just couldn't care less. I went through most of the game with the basic fiends offered, only switching 1 or 2 around depending on situation. It's a pretty cool idea, but it really doesn't bring much. You get to order them around a little bit, such as calling special attacks for massive damage! But I barely use the mechanic outside of boss battles. Feels like a failed opportunity to me. My first few hours in the game were spent being quite unimpressed and fairly neutral about it, since I was too busy being anime trash. The game felt like kind of a cringe fest over every anime trope, boring dialogue, and every cliche in the book being thrown at you. Oh, surprise! Arnis is half demon. I sure have never seen that in anime. Do you like her now? She's cool, right? Right? I mean, she can't even transform into demon form! Yeah, Arnis has multiple demon form transformations, but I was only able to trigger one of them for some reason. Maybe I just suck. But over time, the game kinda grew on me. The boss battles were fun while arguably too easy. Some of the over-the-top battles were fairly fun, and overall, I had a pretty good time with it. Now, while the game plays a lot like a Dynasty Warriors game, there are a few RPG elements sprinkled in. Killing enemies awards you with blood, and blood can be exchanged for levels, but also used as currency when trading with demons on the field. To level up, all you have to do is collect the right amount of blood, go back to the hotel. Did I mention we're staying at some magic hotel of some sort? I mean, you know now. And use the elevator to the dream world. Then you— holy hell, Arnis, what are you wearing? What is this? Game, is this really what you're going with? Oh well, okay, you know what? Why question it? Let's just settle it with a Japan stamp. Leveling up rewards you with stats point, which are required to learn new skills and abilities. However, the max level is set to 11, which is nowhere nearly enough to learn everything. To gain more stats points, you need to set Arnis's daytime activities and— okay. Let me go on a tiny little rant here. Going out is timed. You have 15 minutes whenever you leave the hotel to explore. If you spend more than 15 minutes on the field, the game automatically extracts you. Since the only way to access new areas in the game is accomplished by exploring until you find the door back to the hotel in a new location, It can get really fucking annoying to rush through everything just to make sure you do not time out before the next door to return to the hotel without having to go through the entire stage again. In order to get stats point for new skills, you need to make sure to set your daytime activities before you leave the hotel every time. Then you have to spend a minimum of 6 minutes in the field for the activities to trigger and award you the points. Otherwise, the game tells you you haven't spent enough time out and should explore more. On top of that, the amount of daytime activities you can select is limited to 1 unless you level up the skill, which makes no fucking sense given how fucking long a day is. Alright. I'm glad that's out of my system. Eventually, the game introduces 2 new characters, Alucard and Lloyd. Alucard is kind of a goofball researcher. His only purpose is to study demons and get rejected by Arnis.
どうせ世界終わっちゃうんですよ。もう教皇庁やめちゃおうよ。新生所ごと養ってあげるからさ。
断る。
Lloyd is a merchant, but technically more like a thief. He even calls himself a thief once, and it's just kind of awkward. They do not bring much to the story or the game, but I did enjoy some of the interactions I've had with both of them. They'll mostly give you little side quests here and there, letting you discover more about the game's world and characters. I feel that's pretty cool. I essentially just wanted to bring them up because they are the best and they need to be protected. And also, hashtag let me be Alucard says Knights of Azure certainly is flawed. I ran into a lot of frame rate drops, especially when using a special attack in a larger group of enemies. Hitting enemies doesn't feel as satisfying as I would expect from that type of game. The leveling system is kind of dumb. The time limit on the exploration section is fairly annoying. The writing is not that great, on top of being filled with typos, and the game will only run you for about 18 hours. It's not that bad considered the $33 price tag right now, but it still doesn't meet my $1 per hour ratio rule. I would go into more details when it comes to story and characters, but I like to keep my reviews spoilers free and informative, especially if the game I am reviewing is worth playing. If you do end up getting Knights of Azure for yourself, I'd say you'll most likely have a decent time with it. However, do not expect a mind-blowing story. It is fairly bland and character development is bare. If you're looking for a simple hack and slash with just a little bit more, however, it will be right up your alley. On that note, I am Nos Syndrome, and that was Knights of Azure, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Hey there! Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Somewhere on the screen, you'll see a link to one of my previous videos. So if you want to see more, please feel free to click that. I am Nos Syndrome, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.